Get it? All right. What's going on, everybody? Ain't really about the music. I gotta fix that music video. I haven't had time to get around to it yet. It's working. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to this midday edition of Gangster Talk. How's everybody doing? Shout out to the E Nation, like Power Nation. Want to get to a few things today, and then I'm gonna get on out of here. So I am a working man. Can't just sit around all day on YouTube. But I'm gonna try to make my time effective while I'm here. Hey, how you doing, Mama Rain? Mama Rain, did you get your mic fixed yet? Shout out to Mama Rain, Hassan Bird, E Nation, Don Quieto. Dave Frankie. Hey man, we want to check in on the 1 o'clock challenge. This is day 8. We have people doing real well. Okay, cool. Mama Rain, how are you holding up on your 1 o'clock challenge? We have Ann T is pretty much on fire. She's added exercise to her, so she's dropping weight like crazy. Dame is doing pretty good. Dame is feeling the change. She's feeling the burn. So, everybody, just hold steady to what you're doing. Everything's going well right now. We're making progress. And again, if anybody have any questions for the 1 o'clock challenge, hop into the Discord. That's where I'll be. I'm in Discord every day. 7 days a week while I'm on the road. I'm in Discord. Okay, Mama Rain lost 6 pounds. Auntie lost 8 already. See what I'm talking about? We're making a difference. We're making a difference. See? We about it. At the end of the month, we're gonna tally up the before we go into phase 2. We're gonna tally up all of the weight loss at the end of 30 days before we go into phase 2. There's 3 phases to this. It's just the first phase. That's right, man. Results instead of talking. That's what it is. Hassan Bird, you hear it from yourself. These ladies are losing weight. We still got ways to go, but remember, there's 3 phases to this. It's just the first phase. Second phase is going to be a little easier, but you're still going to be burning weight like crazy. But Auntie has thrown in some exercise. She almost reached the goal already. We pretty much, we're a week in, a week and a day in. Remember, we are in Discord. If you have any questions about the 1 o'clock challenge, we are in Discord. Dame Frankie will be throwing out the Discord. There go the gangster. There go the gangster herself. There go the lady gangster. The host of this show, The Gangster Talk, Lucy, is in the building. That is the real, everybody, that is the real host of Gangster Talk. We're just holding it down for her until she's able to take over more on a permanent basis, because she is in Africa. So she has some things she's working on. And so we're holding it down for her until she's able to take over Gangster Talk on a more consistent basis. Gorgeous gangster, yeah. Oh man, lady gangsters or something else, man. Lady gangsters. Lucy, the link is in Discord, Lucy, if you wanted to see. If y'all want to go on the panel. And Dane, the link is in Discord. Oh, all the links are in Discord. Mama Rain, the links in Discord. Everybody who's a part of Discord, I always put the links to the panel in the Discord first, before I put it out anywhere else, okay? So, okay, so we are in Discord in case anybody has issues with the 1 o'clock challenge. And if you want to start the 1 o'clock, it's not too late, okay? It's not too late. What's up, Benjamin? It's not too late, man. You can start today. It's not a problem. You can start today, you can start next week, it's not the problem. Okay? Just let us know when you're ready to start. We'll tell you what to do, and we'll monitor you, we'll track you. Okay? So shout out to those who are having success with the 1 o'clock challenge. Keep grinding. We still got a ways to go. This is just the first phase. We still got 2 more phases of it. This is just the first 30 days, okay? This is a 90-day situation. All right, and in each phase we're gonna do something different. All right, so like I said, we're doing something about it. Okay, people can say whatever they want, but we're getting results. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's Ben. That's my bro. Oh yeah. All right, my African brothers in here. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, you got one, Lucy. And I got the link in the Discord. The link's in the Discord, y'all. All E-Nation members know where the link is. Hassan, all y'all know the link is in the Discord. Because all y'all are part of the Discord server. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to something different. Something I've been asked about. Something that I'm trying to create amongst Black people. I call it the New Black Power. And basically, what the New Black Power is about, it's a mentality, it's a mindset. It's not something that you chant, roll up on people and go, "Yo, Black Power." But that was the old black power. The new black power is a mentality. It's a way of life. It's an action. It's something that is continuous. It happens every day. It's something that you live. Okay? And when we start breaking down what the new black power is really all about, you'll get what I'm saying when I say it's going to be a lifestyle. It's not just something that you roll up on people and look cool and throw your fist up in the air talking about some black power. That's not what the new black power is all about. The new black power is about action. It's about living a certain lifestyle. It's about changing the way we think. It's about doing things differently. It's about looking at the failures that we have right now and finding a way to not reproduce those failures. Finding a way to correct ourselves. Starting with the way we see each other. You know, a lot of us have a condition in our minds that we don't trust each other. We don't trust each other. You know, we hate each other. You know, and that's evident. It's everywhere we go. It follows us like Pigpen on the Peanuts, right? Remember Pigpen? Everywhere you went, dust followed him and whatnot. Everywhere we go, this self-hatred follows us like Pigpen. All right. We have to get rid of that. We have to get rid of that self-hatred. Now, we won't be able to clear the self-hatred out of all black people. No, we're not trying to do that, okay? What we're trying to do is get a few black people together at a time, all right? And getting them to change their mentality. You have to do things on a small scale first. Everything is a process. Like I said before, change takes work. Things are not just going to happen because you want them to happen or you say that they're going to happen. You will have to put the work in order for these things to come into fruition. I've said this before. The new black power is about putting in the work. It's about walking the walk, later for the talk. Walk the walk, later for the talk. We need to hashtag that up. Walk the walk, later for the talk. Okay? We're about walking over here, not talking. One of the things that within the nation, what we teach there is that we have to stop looking at each other as enemies. We have to stop looking at each other with hatred. We have to stop looking at each other as a stepping stone or some kind of achievement. Like if I tear you down, somehow I believe that that's some kind of prize I'm going to get at the end of the situation, right? If I see you striving as a black man or a black woman and I tear you down, I have this mindset that something good is going to happen to me for tearing you down. Something good is going to be delivered to me for tearing you down. And all we do when we think like that is we just continue to hurt each other. Okay, now some black people won't change. Their minds are blown, okay? Some black people are, their brains are dead. Even though they're functioning, their brain dead. Nothing you're going to say to them will change the way they are. They're set in their ways. They like being angry towards other black people. They like being evil towards other black people. They like hurting other black people. They're extremely narcissistic. They don't care about anything for them. They care about anything but themselves, and they aren't going to change. So what we do with people like that is we recognize these people, and we separate ourselves from them. We separate ourselves from them, and we don't allow their mentality to become infectious. Well, Mama Rain, it's not so much as that. Forget about other. We need to start thinking about ourselves. I agree with you a little bit on that, right? We need to stop thinking about every other race is better. We need to stop thinking about other races, period. And just focus on ourselves. Now, Alfonso McGriff talked about we're operating under a consciousness that was created by white people. Okay, that has some truth to it. And he wants to go to a higher state of consciousness. I get all that, but in order to do that, you have to find a way to get black people to believe that what you're saying is the right thing that they should be doing. Okay? If they don't see anything, they won't follow. You can't get them to go to a higher state of consciousness if you don't show them that it's beneficial. It's going to be something that will improve their situation for the better. Because when you have a parent that has mouths to feed and behind in rent, can't get a job, the car notes due, all right, and there's mounting financial pressure, it's hard to convince that person that they should go to a higher state of consciousness. You see, you can speak this higher state of consciousness stuff to people who are well established, because they have time. They have the time to sit and relax and really listen to you and maybe ponder what you're thinking. But people who are down in a situation where they have to make ends meet and they don't know how they're going to do it, or they're in a high crime riddled area where there's drugs and stuff going on, it's kind of hard to convince them that they should go to a higher state of consciousness. Okay? Even when you look at the Bible, right? There's a part in there where Jesus, right? He fed, I believe he fed people with fish, right? A whole bunch of fish, right? Well, in order to get them to listen to what he had to say, he had to feed them first because they were starving. It's hard to tell a starving person that they need to go to a higher state of consciousness. And we have to understand, right, although many of us have this high grade of intellect, some of us really don't know how to use that intellect, or we misuse it. Okay, because I always say you have to understand the mental condition that the people are in. You have to understand the mental condition of the people that you're trying to help, or the people that you're trying to reach. A lot of us tend to put the cart before the horse. Some of us come up with ideas that sound good, but you can't implement them ideas right now because of the mental condition that the people are in. Like I said, it's kind of hard to convince someone who's starving, who haven't eaten, who haven't had a meal in about a week, maybe 2 weeks. It's kind of hard to convince them to go to a high state of consciousness when all they can think about is eating, right? So we have to do something first in order to get the attention of black people before we can start talking about consciousness and frequencies and all this other pretty rhetoric that I hear in the conscious community. These self-appointed gurus who walk around here with turbans and all kinds of ancient outfits, like the Hebrew Israelites who dress like they come out of Punic Wars, right? And my thing is when you have this so-called higher state of consciousness, why aren't you using it to help your people get out of the situations that we're in? Standing on corners, hollering and screaming from some book is not helping your people. So you got people walking by, you may have some people standing there listening, but all they're doing is just listening to you at the time. You're not really changing anyone's lives. You're not doing anything. You know, we have to go into the community. You see, when I was younger, right, the church used to actually come into the community. The pastor would come to your house He come to the house, bless the whole house, bless the kids, eat dinner with you, he pray with you. If you needed stuff, they would get it for you. And that made people believe in the church. They don't do that now because the church is a big old scam, but those visits from the pastor and what the pastor did, right, made the people believe in the church. It would make people come to church. So if you have a platform, you have to do something that's going to make the people believe in what you're saying and take what you're saying as something that's going to help them change their lives for the better. When I hear the conscious argument, it sounds cool and everything, it sounds all racy and spacey, but it really doesn't change anything. What good if a person knows that he or she is operating on a frequency of 420 megahertz when they still can't make ends meet, when they're still about to get evicted from their apartment? What megahertz is that? When the landlord is evicting you from your apartment, what frequency is that? Maybe you need to teach them that frequency so they can somehow change frequency so the landlord won't evict them from their apartment. So we got a lot of cute rhetoric out here. We got a lot of fanciful rhetoric. But at the end of the day, the rhetoric has no meaning. You can't apply it to anything that's going to change your situation. We need information that's going to work for us. If you have a situation where you can't pay your rent, right? Say you're $100 short on your rent, right? If I come to you and say, well, yeah, you're short on your rent, but you see, if you was in a state of consciousness and your landlord went to a higher consciousness, you wouldn't have this problem. You see, if your landlord was operating on a consciousness that wasn't created by white people, then you wouldn't have this issue. I mean, that's really not going to help you. As a matter of fact, it might make things, well, it might make you angry. Okay? But if someone came to you and said, hey, listen, here, I have $50, I can lend to you, and I know how you can get the other $50. Joe down the street needs some help moving some boxes in his warehouse. He's paying $75. That's where you can get the rest of the money to help pay your rent right now. That little bit of information about Joe, who needs someone to help him move boxes in his warehouse, and he's paying $75, that's information that works for you. That's information that just changed your situation. Now, once you get that money from Joe, now you got to figure out how you're going to be able to pay your rent next month. And so someone comes up with movement. Hey, listen, they're hiring down at Gimbals, or they're hiring down at Two Guys. They're hiring down at such and such and such. They're paying $9.50 an hour. They don't hold back a week. I know the manager. I can help get you in. That's information that you can use. That's information that's working for you right now. So now you're faced with a situation where you have to pay rent next month. And I come up to you and I say, well, you need to pray and wait. And you need to wait on such and such to help you out. See, I don't want to say certain things. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to offend any Christians, but you have to pray. Even though you're faced with a real-time situation, right? You have to figure a way out how to pay your rent next month. Someone tells you some stuff about you need to wait on someone after you pray to come by and help you, rather than teaching you or showing you where you can go to help yourself. rather than giving you some working information that's going to help you change your situation going forward. Now, if I came to you with information about a job and told you that I even know the manager, I can get you in, that's information that you can use. That's information that's going to change your situation right now. See, these are the things that we're overlooking because we're too busy walking around with our head in the clouds, and we're listening to people who are walking around dressed like people who lived in ancient times. And they're saying all of these wild and far out things that sound cool, but none of it is going to help you pay that rent. None of it is going to help you be able to pay the rent next month. It sounds cool, but there's no results. So the new Black Power is about working information, exchanging working information amongst Black people, right? People who have information that can change your life right now for the better, things that can help you out right now. We don't want to waste our time with information that doesn't help us. We don't want to waste our time listening to people who tell us about the sun, moon, and stars. We don't live out in space. We're not out there with the sun, moon, and stars. And the sun, moon, and stars is not paying the rent. The sun, moon, and stars is not paying the mortgage. It's not paying the car note. So we need real working information. And that's what the new Black Power is all about. It's about exchanging working information. Now hold on one second. Let me check something real quick. Okay. Am I echoing? Absolutely, Hassan. If you teach a man how to fish, you would eat for a lifetime, right? That's exactly right. And that's basically what we're talking about here when we say working information. Giving you information that you can use. We're not going to sit here and waste your time telling you about things that happened a long time ago that really don't change your situation for the better right now. See, we live in the real world right now in real time. We don't live in the biblical times. We don't live back in Kemet. We don't live back in the pre-Gnostic era like Prince York is always talking about. All that stuff is just a scam to keep you distracted so you can be exploited financially. That's all that is. Okay? A lot of them are operating with a European mentality. That's all that is. There's nothing that the new Wahabians is going to do for you. There's nothing that the conscious community is going to do for you. And yeah, I said it, and I'll call out names: Hebrew Israelites, the Wahabians, the fake Moors. These people aren't going to do anything for you. All they're going to do is feed you a lot of BS so that they can financially exploit you. You got Garfield over there in the conscious community scamming people about lines of credit, charging people $2,500. You know, Black people, we have to stop falling victim to these scams. Simply because they're Black, simply because they sound like they have some knowledge from way back when. We got to stop falling for that. You have to start putting these people feet to the fire and say, hey, listen, you know, what are you doing to help our situation right here, right now, in this time? Not 10,000 years ago, 50,000 years ago. What the hell do I care about 50,000 years ago? I didn't live back then. I don't know anybody from 50,000 years ago. I need to know what's going on right now in this time. And I think that we overlook that. We don't really give that enough consideration, right? Because we get so caught up in all these stories that people tell. And many people online are very good storytellers. They're very good at it. Some of them have been doing this for a long time. They've been saying the same thing for so long. You actually think that what they're saying is a reality. It really isn't. They've been telling you a story the whole time, something that really don't exist. But because they make it sound good and they're very good at articulating it, you think that it's actual reality, and it isn't. We have to be careful because many black people are being financially exploited by scam artists. And one thing they do with black people is they always come in, and they got all these things going on. They start with, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What are you willing to do? And they get this information from you, and then they build the scam off of that. These people are very good at what they do. They've been scamming for years, for decades. They're good at it. They're professionals. The more information you give them, the easier it is for them to scam you. You got brothers and sisters out there teaching classes, and you think that these classes are going to help you, but they're nothing but scams. Look about Brother Polite, right, when he had those classes about real estate. Come to find out that all that stuff was a scam. So you have to be careful, even when you sit in these so-called classrooms. Okay? And you can tell, especially in the college community, you can tell. It's a bunch of BS. They aren't going to help you any more than there's a man sitting in the moon. So at this point, you have to say to yourself, okay, where do we turn? What are we going to do this? Since we can't listen to the college community scamming, what are we going to do? Okay, well, I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to begin to work to get yourself out of the situation by taking one thing at a time, identifying one issue at a time, and correcting one issue at a time. And what you need to do also is work with other black people to correct these issues. You don't tackle any, you don't take on more than you can bear. You don't take yourself past your cable toe. You do what's within your capabilities, so that way you can keep it going. You can keep correcting issues as you go along. All of this is going to take work. It's going to take like-minded people. One of the reasons why we keep saying we need land is because we won't do anything to get it. It's about time we did something to get some land so we can stop saying we need to get land. That's all I hear, man. Black people need to get some land. Black people need to get some land. Well, okay, well, when are we going to get the land? We got to start somewhere. Let's go and get some land. Let's get together and say, okay, this piece of land over here costs us such and such. What is it going to take for us to acquire this land? Okay, it's going to take $60,000. Okay, black people, we need $60,000 to acquire this land with so many acres on it. That's the goal. That's what we need to work for. We do that, now we got our land. What's next? Okay, we need to make this land work for us. We need to make it profitable. We got to build on it to the point where we can produce resources. We can produce products. And black people have to learn how to also work raw materials. There's big money in raw materials. We have to learn how to work raw materials. Now, we have some people with some really good plans, right? We have people with some really good plans that I've heard. But most of the time, I hear people saying that black people need to do this, black people need to do that. Well, we can't do anything if we're not working towards doing it. We have to start with it. Well, black people need to get this. Black people need to get together. Black people need to do black people. At some point, we have to stop with the black people and start doing things. You won't accomplish anything if you don't put the work in. And all this shit that they tell you in the conscious community, all these cats walking around here with this so-called higher state of consciousness. You got cats talking about frequencies and we operating off of megahertz and quantum physics and all kinds of craziness. And we get caught up in that stuff because it sounds good. It's very fanciful. It sounds very striking. You know, you hear it, wow, that brother sounds smart. That brother's intelligent. That brother said we're operating up 420 megahertz and the sun travels around the Milky Way. Wow, we get all bent. We get all bent when we hear crap like that. Like, wow, did you hear what he just said? That brother's intelligent, but that brother's told you nothing. Absolutely nothing. You don't even know what he's talking about, for one. And then, on top of that, he hasn't given you any real direction about what you can do to get out of your situation. Here's the problem. When you look at us as black people, right, what do you see? You see a lot of things wrong, right? We hate each other. We're fighting each other. Some of us are still locked into a gender war. We're still trying to start a gender war. You got black people running around here trying to start a gender war, like racist white people are running around here trying to start a race war. I'm serious. There are black people running around here, out here, trying to start a gender war, just like crazy whites are trying to start a race war. Look, as people, man, we suffer a lot of pain. Okay? A lot of trauma, psychologically, emotionally, physically, a lot of trauma, a lot of pain. And we still doing it to each other. We have to find a way to turn the faucet off. We have to find a way to turn that faucet of pain off. You know, that faucet that pours out self-inflicted pain. We have to find a way to turn that faucet off. You know what's funny? You said that, Greg Harper. Yeah, I want to do that show you was talking about, where we do the challenge about buying from a black business. Definitely want to do that. So let me know when you're ready to do that. We can get together in the server and set that up, and we'll go live and we'll do that. But my thing is about black businesses, though. That's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. We talk about black businesses, right? I hear a lot. Man, black people are open up black businesses, black businesses, black businesses. Okay, sounds good. But what products do you sell? What products do you produce? Do you make any products other than shea butter? What's the products? What do we produce that the rest of the world want, other than our lifestyle, other than our culture? Now you can find a way to put our culture into a product, like a bottle or something like that. Oh man, we can make billions off of that, because people are trying to appropriate our culture, you know, left and right. They're stealing our culture, so we may as well get paid off of it, right? But other than that, what's the product that black people produce that the rest of the world want? I've been trying to find that product that black people produce that the rest of the world want. You see, because when you open up these black businesses, who will patronize these businesses? I doubt if it'd be Asians. They won't buy anything from you. You may get a few here and there, but most of them, they won't pay your businesses any mind. I mean, you may get a few whites, but for the most part, whites won't patronize your business unless they got something to do with it and they can make money off of it. All right, and then Spanish people aren't really buying nothing from you unless, again, you're somehow integrated with them and they're making some money off of it. So who's patronizing your businesses? And we're not even going to talk about the rest of the foreigners because they a lot of foreigners think that we're grotesque and would never purchase anything from us. So what are we producing with these black businesses? Are we putting them up just to say we have black businesses so they can go out of business? What's the product that we produce? I mean, if we don't have any product that we're producing, okay, well, what's the service? What service that black people provide that the rest of the world want? Again, we're talking about these businesses, okay? Now, if you're talking about businesses that, are you talking about making copycat businesses, such as maybe you're going to start a gaming company, a video game company, whatever? That's cool. You can start that. Stiff competition. Again, you're going to run into that situation of who's patronizing your business. I think that we have to fix the mentality first before we can really get involved in all these businesses, because if the mentality is still broken, black people won't buy from you anyway. And if you don't have the black support, you probably won't get support from other races of people, because remember, the other races of people are your enemies. They don't want you to get in it. So why would they purchase anything from you? I mean, we can open up what I've noticed that was successful in a lot of the neighborhoods is the eateries that black people open up, like little restaurants, right? Maybe the restaurants, maybe Avery's little chicken shack, or Thelma's Fish and Fry, or Bobby's barbecue ribs. That's about the only businesses I've seen. I mean, there are other black businesses. There are black consulting businesses, but these are businesses that are already modeled after what's already out here, and they have certain clientele, and they also have connection with other people like whites. You see, I noticed that the black businesses that are successful, other than the ones in the hood, like the barbecue joints, the chicken shacks, and the fish fries, the other upscale businesses, they are connected. They are connected with whites or some foreigner who's actually getting something off of that business. Okay, so like I said, what do we make that the rest of the world want? What service do we provide that the rest of the world want? I'm not saying it's not out there. I'm just asking you to educate me on it. Okay? If you find something out there, let me know that maybe we can work on it and say, hey, okay, well, we produce this, maybe we can turn it into a thing the rest of the world want. But I'm unaware of us actually producing anything. I mean, the closest I heard to us producing something was shea butter, and I'm not even sure if that's entirely ours. Okay, so what are we producing? And trust me, I'm not here to say we shouldn't start businesses. I think we should be realistic about starting businesses. I mean, who's going to patronize these things? How are you going to make your money? Who's the target audience? Is it other black people? You want other black people to buy from you? Well, that's a nice thought. But in order to get other black people to buy from you, you have to change. You have to get them to change their mentality. They have to believe in other black people. Have to believe in black people. Black people have to believe in black people, and black people have to want to buy from other people. Because right now, as you stand right now, black people won't support other black people in their businesses because of prices. They think like Europeans, right? We had a guy up here who said that, well, if Walmart is cheaper, I'm going to the Walmart. Well, that's the wrong answer, because white people wouldn't support you even if their white businesses, right? Even if the product in their white businesses were super expensive, they still wouldn't support you. Other races still wouldn't support you even if the product that's being sold by their own people was super expensive. Black people are saying, well, I'm going to, hold on one second. Black people are saying, well, hey, that's the great, hey, Craig Harper, that's a great thing, okay? And if that's what's going on, we need to start promoting that, because that's what we need to do. We need to start producing products, because we can't have all of these businesses and we're not producing anything and people aren't patronizing our business. Because again, you have to have the mentality to support your people, right? So if you have someone saying, okay, you sell the same, if you open up a grocery store and you sell the same thing that Walmart sells, but the black person doesn't want to buy from you because Walmart sells the same thing cheaper. Well, that's not unity. That's not. Whereas you got other races who are on code, they're not buying from you no matter what. I don't give a damn how expensive it is in their neighborhood. They're not spending a dime with you. For some reason, we see something wrong with that, right? We see spending our money for black people is wrong because, okay, a t-shirt may cost a little bit more that a black person is selling it than it does at Walmart. So instead of keeping that black dollar there, they're going to take that black dollar to Walmart. That's good. If they're building something like that, Craig Harvard, we need to showcase that and get that out in the open, because we need to have more black people get involved in that. We need to blow that up. That needs to get bigger and bigger. That needs to become contagious. If that's what's going on, that needs to become contagious. And so, like I was saying, so if you selling t-shirts, right, and your t-shirts cost, let's say your t-shirts cost $15, and Walmart's got the same t-shirt for $8, how do you stop the black people from going to Walmart? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you wouldn't have to stop a white person because he's not gonna buy nothing from you. You wouldn't have to stop an Asian person because they're not gonna buy anything from you. They don't give a damn how expensive it is in their neighborhood. They're not buying shit from you. You're the enemy. But for some reason, black people don't see it that way. Black people are gonna take their money elsewhere because it's cheaper. They don't see the long range connection or effect of keeping that dollar amongst black people. They don't see that. They don't see that. We had a guy up here on the panel a couple of weeks ago saying that very thing, that he's gonna take his money, his black dollars, wherever it's cheaper. If that's the Asian man, the white man, the green man, if the black man has t-shirts for $15, right? And the white man has the same t-shirts for $9, he's going to the white man. So the black man has to drop all the way down to nearly not making a profit to keep a lot of black customers, and that's not good. So part of the new black power is black people supporting other black people. Getting into that mentality of supporting other black people, being on code and not breaking the code no matter what. I don't care if you saw Macy's selling the same thing for $5 cheaper, you still spend your money with black people. And that's the kind of mentality that we are trying to create. Okay, Greg, yeah. And that's the mentality that we're trying to create. We're trying to create that mentality to where we're going to support each other, regardless of the fact. And why not? Other races do. Listen, why is that so hard? Right? Why that sounds so wrong for us to support each other, regardless of the fact? If Craig Harper's t-shirts is $15 and Walmart has the same t-shirt for $9, why not continue to buy the t-shirts from Craig Harper? I know it's a $6 difference. Excuse me. But this is bigger than the $6 difference. See, because white folks and other races, they don't care about that $6 difference. What they care about is unity and loyalty to their race. And they want their race to stay on top. And they know that in order for their race to stay on top, that they need to be loyal to their race no matter what. They're not going to spend money with you. They can care less about that $6 difference. Only black people would think that that $6 difference, right, is an issue. Because we don't look to support each other above all things, all right? We just look and say, hey, yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check that out, Craig. Like I was saying, so other races of people, they're going to support their people no matter what. Black people need to get into the same mentality. Hey, there's nothing wrong with learning from your enemies. Your enemies seem to have it right when it comes down to unity because they're unified together against you. But you're not unified together against them. When you're in the war, and one side is versus the other side, the side that you on, y'all can't be divided. Y'all have to be on one page. Your enemy is on one page. Like I was saying, that $6 difference on the t-shirt is only going to, it's only an issue to black people. Black people will see an issue with that $6 difference. See, it would be cool if we had a situation where we are well established in this country. We do have big businesses running or whatever. But then, yeah, I can see you saying, that's a little bit too cheap. Let me go to the next black business. He may have it cheaper. But when you don't own anything and your enemy owns all of the jobs, and owns damn near all the businesses and production in this country, it's significant. You have to stick together. Okay, you have to. What up, Kenny Conjo? So you have to maintain that you have to maintain that loyalty to your people. I'm sorry, I'm just a little tired. You have to maintain that loyalty to your people. That's something that we have to understand. You have to be willing to fight in all kinds of ways. You just can't sit back and turn the other cheek. Because people are just going to keep hitting you in that cheek until you either break your jaw or worse. You have to be willing to fight back in all kinds of ways. Maintaining, if it's $15 at a black business and it's $9 at a white business, purchase it at the black business for $15. Now in a perfect world, right, to where we have balance, you wouldn't do something like that. You would go to the next black business and see if you had it cheaper. But we're at war. We're public enemy number one. You have people trying to eradicate us. It's a collective effort. So we need to have that unity. We need that money to go into our coffers so that we can buy guns, so that we can buy things to protect us. That's what that $15 is for. White man don't need much money. That's why he sells things cheaper, because he owns everything. Of course, he can afford to go cheaper. He pretty much owns everything. Hold on, I'm sorry. 1 second, view. I am a little under the weather, so I'm taking allergy medicine. Hey, Kitty Conjo, drop your link in the chat, man. If you got the link, man, drop it in the chat. So we can go over there and support you, my brother. Definitely want to go over there and support what Kitty Conjo was doing. I appreciate you too, brother. You know, we definitely gonna show up. The nation definitely gonna show up and back you up, man. Support you. So definitely, when you get a chance, drop that link so we can get you some subscribers up and we can go over there to support. Show big time support. Keep Conjure getting this whole thing going. But yeah, so, you know, getting back to what I was saying is that, you know, part of the new Black Power is that we have to be loyal. Fourth quarter talk. Let me see something. Is that a sport-based thing you got there, King Conjo? See if I can find the fourth quarter talk. Hey, Kenny, is this it right here? Is that it right there, Kenny? Let me know if that's the link right there. That it? Okay, cool. Okay, I just subscribed to that. All right, everybody, hit that link. That's that new Kitty Conjo fourth quarter talk. We will be over there supporting our brother Kitty Conjo. I will be waiting for that next live. I will be front and center over there. Checking my brother out, checking him do his thing. Alright, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm a little under the weather today, so I'm kind of dragging along. I wasn't going to do this live, but I had some things I wanted to get off my chest, you know. And, we're in the process of building a new channel, the new Black Power channel. All right. What time on Saturdays? All right. I'm sorry about that, y'all. I got a little distracted. Okay. 3 p.m. East Coast time. Sounds good. Definitely gonna be checking it out. Yeah, then I'm gonna wrap it up. Like I said, I gotta get some rest. I'm not feeling well. But okay, no doubt. Yeah, I'm not feeling too good, y'all. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna lay down and get some rest. Sorry I was dragging today, but I wanted to come in and say a little bit for the one channel. I didn't plan on being on this long, but all right, thanks everybody for coming. Appreciate it. I'm gonna get on that here. Just not feeling too good right now, but I'll probably be back tomorrow if I'm feeling better. If not, I'll see you guys on the weekend with Ladies Night. Don't forget, we got a new channel coming up called the Black Power Network. We're working on that. All right, Kitty Conjo, we'll holler at y'all. All right, everybody, peace, power, and unity. If you don't see us tomorrow, we'll be back this weekend with Ladies Night. If we do a gangster talk, it'll probably be Lucy because I'm not feeling too good, so Lucy will probably take over for a while. All right, everybody. Peace, power, unity. Thanks for coming out.